What do you get when you mix a health coach and a wellness coach mixed with a lot of curiosity? You get two people who ask a lot of questions about health and wellness. Today we ask, how does milk affect us?
We go down a few rabbit holes as we ask all the questions about milk. Why can we tolerate some and not others? What is better? Should we avoid it? So let's get started as we ask.
Wait, what?
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Kamna. How are
It-
you? It's
It's
been
I'm
weeks.
good. It's been weeks since we did just us two.
I know.
We've
Week.
had amazing guests. Amazing.
It's been so exciting.
Yes.
So great talking to everybody, and I just have loved it. Will say, and I did say a little bit last week, I think, that I missed setting a call to action with you, though.
Yes, I agree. Me
I missed it.
too.
I missed it, but that's all right. We're gonna do it now. We're gonna get it going now. I do want to tell everybody if you're watching this, I think a couple weeks ago I promised that I would always put makeup on and look professional on these Zooms, and it didn't work out today. I got a pie thrown in my face at school, so my hair is a little bit pie infested
But
with
it was on purpose, just to clarify.
yes. Nobody ambushed me. It was on purpose. And I'm sniffing my everything because I feel like I can smell sour milk. So it's not
Oh
yeah,
no.
or sour whipped
Oh.
cream, whatever.
Oh, that does not sound good.
All right, maybe nobody will watch this one on YouTube, and we'll
You look very cute today.
oh,
No
well.
problem.
Oh, so what is going on with you? Anything?
So I think the last time we had set a call to action, I was supposed to do yoga once a week.
Okay.
I've done it for the past how many ever weeks. Once a week, I've done the yoga.
You have?
I
You
have.
haven't told me once in everything we've seen each
I
other.
know. We have just been doing a lot of other things, but when I didn't really feel like having a hard workout, but I'm like, I really need to get some movement in. I did the yoga and I realized my body is so stiff and I have so much tightness and it just made me feel so good. Even though I couldn't do everything yet, and hopefully anticipating that one day I'll just be more flexible and I'll be like those yogis and
Yeah. Now,
bending all over.
how long would you do a video for?
I think I'm do 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Did you put a yoga mat down?
Uh, Most times at home I do, but this
Yeah.
past week I was in my son's apartment and he has a different kind of exercise mat, so I kept slipping all over the place, but I
Oh,
still did it.
you did it.
Yeah,
Good. And you like it?
I did like it. It's awkward because I'm not a very graceful person. So, but I'm gonna get there. I have no doubt.
But what you're still sticking with once a week?
Once a week. I don't want to reach for something that's not doable for me because if I'm working out, I want to like break a sweat. To me, that's a workout. The yoga is something different. I don't, it's a movement. I don't count it as a workout, if that makes sense.
It's like I don't count a salad a vegetable
Okay.
because it is exercise.
It is exercise. I'm no doubt. But
Yeah,
for me, the way that I picture exercise is like sweating and grunting and,
right,
all those things. It's not that for me.
right.
How about
I get
you?
it. I get it.
Do you remember what you were supposed to do?
I think I was supposed to exercise as well, but I think I just said exercise. I don't think I put parameters
Okay.
in it. Maybe I said walk more, which I can honestly say I have walked more. Do I have a routine, a schedule? No. And I think that's where I'm aiming for to just say like, okay, every single Wednesday I'm going to do something. But I'm
Mm.
not there. I'm getting my steps in and I'm decently active. Like I went for a walk this morning at 5:45
Oh,
with Alyssa.
wow.
We like walking in the morning when it's like dusk because we like
Mhm.
seeing skunks. We're weird. We love it. And
Wow. You
I
like
know.
seeing
We love
skunks.
it. We're like, maybe there'll be skunks out today. I know, bizarre. I get it. But
You should have been a zoologist for all your love of weird animals.
I know maybe. Maybe I'll get my daughter to do it and then I can live vicariously through her. But
Yeah.
we so I am exercising, but I don't have a routine down.
Mm. What do you think is getting in the way of a routine?
I don't have one. I just haven't said because I don't want to commit to one. I don't want to tell you and everybody else that I will do it every single Wednesday at 4 o'clock.
Because?
because then if something happens and I don't do it, I'll feel like a failure.
Oh,
And if 4 o'clock comes and I don't feel like doing it, I'll feel like a failure.
right. That's
So
a really honest statement.
so I don't know how to fix it though. And maybe I just ponder it for a little bit, you think?
Well, I don't see I think everybody should have a somewhat of a routine, but if you tell
Right,
me I'm supposed to get up at 6 in the morning every day and do some yoga and then do some meditation and then write in my journal, that's not going to happen for me. Even
right.
my workouts are different times every day. So for
Okay.
me, it doesn't fit. Maybe for
Well,
you,
that's what I was thinking, like, I also make it, like, at 4 o'clock, or I'll say after the in my head, I'm going, "Okay, after Wednesday's call to action." I'm not gonna wanna do it.
mhm,
That's I'm not good at nighttime.
no.
So I need to actually plan it a little bit better. Really, the real reality is I haven't done it because I don't wanna do the work and plan it better.
I think actually the middle ground for you might be you're a big scheduler and in your morning journal, if you just write workout today and not put a time on it, maybe that'll be like, check,
Maybe
check,
that's
it's
it,
done.
just say I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever it fits into your schedule, however it looks.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, I wanna blame the end of the school year and last minute projects and running here and there, but that's really not the reason. Because if I'm being honest, I could do it when I get home from running 500 errands. I can do it in the
Yeah.
morning before I go to work. Like, I just am making excuses.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. I hear you. It's hard.
I know. Well, it was my turn to share this week what I love, right?
Yes.
All right. So, in my quest to find more fiber, and I don't really like beans and they don't really like me, I discovered that I think you actually maybe said it at a meeting or you sent an email to us that artichoke hearts are high in fiber. Did you
Okay.
send me that or did you say it?
Probably.
Okay. So I'm gonna look it up right now. These artichoke hearts have 3 grams of fiber for a third of a cup. These I
Wait,
get it
what? Mm, go ahead.
3 grams of fiber for a third of a cup.
Okay.
Alright, so I don't let me back up and tell you that these are from Aldi's. They are in water and salt and citric acid. Um, they're pretty cheap too, and they're in a jar, okay? There's 2 kinds. I buy the green label one. The other one I think has seasonings in it and natural
Mhm.
flavors. So I just get the green label one. Then what I do with them is I drain them and roast them.
Oh.
I roast them well, this time I'm roasting them with Brussels sprouts, but I've put them on a parchment paper lined sheet and put, I don't even put olive oil it because I parchment paper it. I just salt, pepper, garlic powder, whatever, and roast them on 400 until they get a little bit crunchy. That's all I do. No, there's no science or anything behind it.
Wow.
And then I put this on my salad once it's
Oh.
roasted. 'Cause it's kinda crunchy and then it's kinda crouton-ish,
Sweet. Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not,
Yeah.
but it is. So, I love that part of it. I also do like sautéing these with, like, tomatoes and onions in,
Oh, wow.
like, on a pan. I've never had a real artichoke, like a, fresh one. I have no
Mhm.
idea what you do with them, but these are just the quartered artichoke hearts. Have you ever had them?
I have not had those. I've had artichoke dip. Does that count?
Oh, yeah, I love artichoke dip. Have you ever had artichoke hearts and just, like, made them or ate them or
No, I have
No.
not. No.
Well, that's interesting because it's a
You
plant.
know what? I think well, I understand, but I think we all eat like our same
What
routine
we eat.
of
Right.
right. So I have been experimenting, but I haven't gotten to artichokes.
Yeah.
But
They're
I think it's a
super
good idea.
convenient. Also, here's the stats. So if I do a half a cup of this and a half a cup of Brussels sprouts, because that's what right now I'm in the mood for. I combine those 2
Mhm.
when I roast it. It equals 9 grams of fiber
Oh,
total for the
okay.
Brussels sprouts and the artichoke hearts, and then 4 grams of protein.
Oh,
So, not
wow.
a ton, but enough that I'm like, "Okay, I at least can add some protein," and all
Oh,
the little
sure.
bits add up.
Yes, definitely.
So, I will post a picture of this because I do really, really like it, and it's shelf stable. You can buy, like, 3 at a time, and then when you're in the mood for it, do it. The only thing is it's 86 degrees right now, and I'm not turning my oven on, so I gotta wait to make these later,
Makes sense.
you know.
Do you have an air fryer?
No, but I bet you they'd be good in an air fryer.
Or do you have a toaster oven? You could probably cook them in there.
No, I don't have that either, but I probably could borrow my father-in-law's.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think they would be good in an air fryer.
it's a great idea. Why don't you try it?
Okay, I will.
Do you have an air fryer?
I do.
Throw some in there. Honestly, they because they're in water, they really don't need olive oil or anything. Now you could because
Hmm.
it's better, it's good for you, but
Yeah,
you don't really need anything.
I
So,
like it. All
all
right.
right. Tell me about this topic.
Do you drink milk?
Okay, let's stop. Milk or milk? First question.
What does that mean?
Everybody says it differently. Milk, M-I-L-K, or milk, M-E-L-K.
I think I say milk.
Me too. Okay, we're both the correct way of saying it.
I never even knew anything about that.
No, everybody says it different, and I'm like, ah, it's milk, not milk. But anyway,
Maybe it's a Midwestern thing.
maybe. Okay, we'll call it
Hmm.
that.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear people tell us all week like what they say, milk or milk. All right, so did you ask me if I drink milk?
Yeah,
Like just from a cup and drink it? No, absolutely not.
absolutely not. Do you not
No,
like milk? Oh,
I don't
okay.
like milk. I don't prefer to drink milk. I would never. I'd have to eat a ton of cookies and then crave it. A ton. Like even 10 Oreos isn't enough. 20 Oreos and then I'm drinking a glass
Oh
of milk.
my gosh.
Do you?
I used to really like it. It was part of my day. And I think the Indian diet in general has a lot of dairy-based items, especially as a vegetarian. There's a lot of dairy in our diet.
Okay. Dairy or drinking milk? Because
Sorry,
I feel like
milk.
it's
Milk. I
different.
mean milk and yogurt and some of
Okay.
those type
Okay.
things.
So when you were growing up, did you have to drink like I had to drink a glass of milk before I could drink anything else my whole life.
We had to drink a glass of milk in the morning and then I think one at night. And I think I did the same thing to my kids.
Did you?
Hmm. Made them drink milk and they didn't particularly like it. And then my youngest son was allergic to milk. He had hives on his one of his birthdays. So we ended up buying a ton of alternate milks. We tried soy, we tried almond, tried coconut, we tried almond coconut. We tried everything.
And nothing, he didn't like
No,
anything or you
he
just
he
gave up?
drank a bunch of different things,
Yeah.
definitely, but I'm just saying because of the taste, we tried so many different
Yeah.
things. But we just tried to avoid milk for him because he did break out.
Okay. And you tied it back to the milk.
That was our best guess. We didn't have
Okay.
a definitive taste a test
Okay.
done for it, but test done, but it definitely we think it was the milk because he didn't have it again.
Okay. All
It's
right.
scary though to see somebody who has a reaction like that.
Especially if it's visible, like you can see it,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
or breathing. If it's a breathing problem too, that's
Oh yeah.
so.
Before we get into anything, what is your hypothesis? Should people have milk or should they avoid it?
I don't, okay, so I don't make my kids and I never have made my kids drink milk.
Okay.
Um, I don't have a feel on it. I feel like if you like it, drink it. If you don't like it, don't. I don't think it should be pushed on us.
Hmm.
I don't think so. What made me think of this was I don't know what podcast I was listening to, but it made me realize that Americans are really the only mammals that or humans, I should say, are the only mammals that drink milk outside of being an infant.
Hmm.
No other mammal does because it's not needed. And it really made me go, that's so true. Like, you don't see dogs drinking milk, or even cats aren't supposed to drink milk. I mean, that's a myth that they should or they do.
Oh.
Like, so why are we?
Well, it's interesting when the first time I heard this idea that adults don't need milk was when I first met my husband. He was a medical student, and he said, humans are not supposed to drink milk past infancy. And I said, "What are you talking about? We have milk all the time." And I was really defensive because I like my milk. And he's like, "No, we're not really supposed to have this." And that was the first time I was
Did you believe
introduced.
them?
No,
Be
not
honest.
really.
Okay.
No, no,
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
But there is a lot of wisdom in what he says because as we age, our digestion changes and the hormones needed to break down the milk change. So it's just interesting, why we have come to drink a lot of milk or use a lot of milk related items. And I think it's because of the dairy industry. They're promoting that. Remember that whole campaign, Got Milk?
Yep. Oh, I'm sure that was to promote milk and to get us to drink.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's interesting that the older you get, you realize that studies and statistics are funded by big corporations. So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't doubt for a second that a lot of these milk companies were making these claims that kids need milk until they're 13 and they need it for their bones,
Right.
their teeth. Like, who funded those? I would love to know who funded those. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm totally on the
So
same page as you.
I don't know. But do I have an opinion on it? I feel like you do what you do you.
I would agree with that.
Okay, I
And
was gonna ask you.
it's hard because I like ice cream and
I do, yeah.
I like I like a good cheesecake. I'm not going to lie. That's all milk based.
Mhm.
And I would also like to offer a disclaimer that whatever information we talk about today is, we're just like not even experts at all. We're just giving the information so
Yes.
people can do what they want with it.
Mhm. Yeah. So when you say milk, I don't like milk, but I love dairy,
Hmm.
right? Like I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
every single part of dairy. I love everything that milk makes.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So the dairy includes things like milk, yogurt, cheese, lactose-free milk, fortified soy milk, and yogurt,
Mhm.
among some of the items.
Yeah, and let's not forget, you said butter. Let's not forget butter.
I didn't
I
say
mean,
it, but yes,
yeah,
butter.
like ice cream, butter, cheese. Did I say cheese a million times? Because that's a huge one. So,
Yes.
all right. So what is exactly milk made out of?
So
Like what?
milk,
Yeah.
I knew you were going to ask me this question and I'm ready for this. So milk is 87% water. The rest is protein, fat, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals.
And the carbohydrate is the sugar, correct? The
Yes.
lactose.
Hmm.
Okay. So it's a lot of water in that.
Yes.
And tell me more about the protein.
Well, I will get into that in just a
Okay.
minute,
All right. I know you were
because
going to tell me.
that we need a little bit of time for, and I think it's super interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so eggs are not considered dairy. Did you know that?
I learned that recently within the last couple years.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just a few random facts. If it's fortified, it has vitamins and minerals added.
Oh,
So
wait. That's what
fortified vitamin
fortified
D.
means?
Hmm.
It means they added it.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. I wonder if that means they just take like a vitamin and they dissolve it in a vat of it. Like what do you know
I'm
what I
sure it's
mean?
more scientific than that.
I
There's a
mean,
lot of
it's
people
just
who do like food science as their major in college. I'm
yeah,
sure
true.
that's beyond me. I don't even know.
Okay.
Pasteurization, which is what our milk is mostly pasteurized. It's a heat treatment that reduces the number of harmful microorganisms that may spoil it or present health hazards for consumers.
So they heat it up to a certain level and then it's safe, basically.
Yes,
Okay. In that process, do they kill off good things?
probably.
Okay. I'm
You're
wondering.
smiling. Do you know
No, I
something?
don't know, but I know that's how it is with a lot of things. Like you heat something up to
Hmm.
a certain temperature, but it kills off some of the good things that you need in it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
Um, okay. I want to address this right off the bat, is that people say, well, if you don't have dairy, then you're missing out on a lot of calcium. Have you heard
okay.
that, or have you
Oh
asked
yeah.
that at
Oh
all?
yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Um, I think that if you don't have dairy, there are other sources of calcium, and I just wanted to mention a few: rice milk, almond milk, canned fish such as sardines and salmon with bones.
No, thank
I
you.
don't I don't eat that, but tofu made with calcium sulfate,
Okay.
tahini, which is a sesame butter or paste
I did not know tahini had calcium, but go on.
because it's made with sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are very high in calcium.
I did not know that either.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
Some leafy greens, such as collard and turnip greens, spinach, kale, and bok choy.
Those are all good sources of calcium. Okay.
Yes.
So if I eat none of those, I'm screwed.
You probably can find some calcium in your diet,
No,
I'm
I
sure.
I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can. I just was very intrigued by the sesame seeds. I had no idea.
This is not even a complete list, so
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Hmm. Okay, so we don't need to have it in order to get our calcium. There's other ways.
Right.
Okay.
But on the flip side, dairy does provide, or milk, calcium, phosphorus, vitamins A, D, and B12, riboflavin, protein, potassium, zinc, choline, magnesium, and selenium. So a lot of minerals
Wow.
are there in milk.
So
Okay.
it does have health benefits. Okay, go on.
So
You're grinning. Go
here,
on.
no. So a few weeks ago, I was eating something called paneer, which is a type of cheese,
Never heard of
and
it. Go on.
it's like a cousin to ricotta. It's curdled with some acid like lemon juice or vinegar, and then all the water's pressed out, and then it's concentrated into a brick, and then you cut it up and you can eat it in all different kind of forms. And I was eating it and I was thinking, I don't feel bloated. I don't feel gaseous. I feel totally normal. And then I was asking my husband, I'm like, why did I have a problem drinking this coffee that had like a lot of milk in there, but I didn't have any problems with the paneer? And he's like, I don't know. So then I started Googling, why can I tolerate some dairy and not other dairy?
Mm-hmm.
And this sort of blew my mind.
What
I
did you
was
discover?
okay. This is where I went with this. People can tolerate different types of dairy because different types contain different amounts of lactose.
Mm-hmm.
For example, hard cheeses like cheddar, Parmesan, and Swiss contain less lactose and usually don't cause symptoms, while milk and ice cream have the most. Also, a little caveat, ice cream also has a high fat content, which can allow some people to enjoy it without any symptoms. So the
Mm.
fat counteracts the lactose. But I was just like, okay, wait a minute. So it's not like if you say eliminate milk, it means eliminate everything dairy. It doesn't mean that necessarily.
No, it
It
means you got
just,
to figure out what you can tolerate.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So lactose, which by the way, when I was reading about milk, I really wanted to, I did not understand lactose. And lactose is basically the sugar that's in milk.
Okay.
Okay. So your intestines contain lactase, which breaks down the lactose. So if you're
Yeah.
lactose intolerant, that means your body is probably doesn't have enough lactase to break it down. And that's why
Hmm.
people take lactose pills.
Right. To provide that
Yeah.
hormone.
So it's a part of the milk that you can't have. It's the sugar
Hmm.
part, right?
I
Which
did
is
look up symptoms of lactose intolerance.
what did you find?
I think
Gas,
I have some of these.
bloated,
Yes. Yes.
diarrhea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nausea, vomiting, stomach
Oh,
pain and cramping, stomach gurgling or rumbling. So some of those symptoms might indicate lactose intolerance.
okay. Also, I feel I've watched a video on it and it said like you can have it today and it not bother you, but if you have it in 3 days, you go, well, I've had dairy every day this week. Why didn't it bother me then? Because it's been built up in your intestines this whole time. So, and I hear that so many times from people that say, I had dairy every day this weekend, only it's bothering me today. It's not that. Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. It probably is. If you've had it every day, then that's even more of a thought in your head where you should be like, yeah, that could be. I have had it every single day.
Mhm. Or it could be a
No.
delayed response.
Yes. Yes. It's so funny how we always don't want to blame, and I'm guilty of this. I don't want it to be dairy ever.
I don't
That's one
either.
of my problems. I don't want it to be. Like, I get
Wh-
genuinely angry about it. Like, I can get mad right now thinking about it, but I won't.
Please don't. So let's talk about the proteins
All right,
and
tell me
milk.
two types of protein, is that or is
Mhm.
there more?
I
2.
think there's two.
Yeah, that's what I found too.
Well, so
Casein
what
and
are
whey.
casein and
Casein
whey?
and
Yeah.
whey. Okay. What is the difference? Do you know?
Um, so I went down a big rabbit hole with the casein.
Okay, tell
Casein
me.
is a protein found in milk that gives milk its white color.
Okay,
Casein, cow's milk consists of 80% casein.
I saw that. That's
Like a mother's milk contains 40% casein. Breast milk does.
yes, 40%. I'm looking at this image I did. Cow's milk is 80% casein. Human milk is 40%.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Okay.
Okay, I want to. This is a potentially controversial sentence right here, but I'm going to say it because it might help somebody.
Okay.
There's some researchers have suspected a potential relationship between casein consumption and autism,
What do you mean?
and it is debated in the science community. But some parents have noted behavioral improvements with the removal of casein from the diet.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow. Wonder why.
It's just an intolerance, and it causes all kind of reactions when people can't digest it.
And so that maybe clears your mind a little bit. Like you just
Hmm.
feel better.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay. From casein.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me about whey.
Um, well, whey is the liquid part. The liquid part of that's protein of the milk,
Mm-hmm.
where casein can be found in the solid part of the milk. This is after it curdles, by the way.
So it's the watery part of the
It's the
milk.
watery part, right? Once they like, I don't know, what do you do? Boil it to get it to curdle? You heat it, right?
When I have done it, I boil the milk, and then as soon as it boils, I add the acid, and it
Okay.
causes it to curdle. And then I just discard the water. I've never used it.
That's the whey.
Hmm.
You're discarding the whey then.
Hmm.
And that is protein, but
Okay.
that's another part of the protein.
Interesting.
Yeah. And here's the fact on that. Cow's milk is 20% whey, human milk is 60% whey.
Oh, I wonder why.
So human milk has more whey protein than cow's milk.
So interesting.
Yeah, they're almost flopped. 80/20 and 40/60. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I'll
Hmm.
post that graphic too, because it's a fun graphic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good to know. Okay, so I did look up the milk protein intolerance.
Okay.
And the reason I was curious about this was because of you. So it begins with a malabsorption in your small intestine. And when
Mhm.
your small intestine can't break down and absorb one of the proteins in milk, usually casein or whey,
Or both.
the uh, the undigested protein passes on through your intestines, and this can raise a red flag in your immune system, and it may register it as an allergen. And sometime later in the digestive process, producing a delayed immune response, which is what you were talking about. Sometimes you may not see it for a few days, and that's when it shows up.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm trying, I'm at the point now in my dairy elimination is to figure out, is it whey or is it casein?
Mhm.
And I have no idea what to do to figure that part out, but it's one of the 2 because 'cause I'm not lactose intolerant. I can have it and I don't have any of those symptoms, but I have the skin problems majorly when it comes to casein and whey.
Yeah.
So now it becomes figuring out which one.
Well, that's the hard part. Maybe you could take, like, I know they sell whey or casein as a nutrition
Yeah,
supplement. Maybe you could do it that way.
and almost all protein bars and protein shakes have whey protein isolate. Almost
Hmm.
every single thing you read that has protein in it or marketed towards protein has that whey protein in it.
So interesting. Unless you
And
get a vegan one.
unless you get a vegan one, correct, which you can do, but it's
Yeah.
just it's common, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I found another interesting fact for you.
okay.
Um, I gave you some ghee, which is clarified butter.
And I
And
love it. Can we just say
clar
that I'm begging Kamna to make a video on how to make it because I want a video from Kamna. It's so good. Go on.
it just tastes amazing.
Does.
But so what the process is you take butter sticks, and I've been trying to use organic butter, unsalted, and you boil it, and then you remove the milk fats and the milk solids from the butter. And what you've got left is it's just pure fat. That's why it tastes so good. And it's really good for you. It's good for your joints. It's just good for you overall if you can tolerate it. The reason why most people can tolerate ghee is because it contains neither casein nor lactose.
But it has whey.
It probably has some whey in there. Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't have the casein or the lactose.
Right.
That's interesting. Why?
Mhm.
Because that's the part that separates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. If that's the
Makes sense.
milk solids. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So that's the thing, like, we can't just say we're allergic to milk because there's 3 parts that you can be allergic to.
Hmm.
There are literally 3 different parts of dairy that you can be allergic to, what's the word? Intolerant.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to figure it out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
What is it for
So
you?
then,
Do you think it's
uh, I
all
think it's a
3?
lactose. I
You
think for sure
yours is
lactose.
lactose.
Yeah, for sure. Because
Okay.
I can eat certain cheeses, I can eat the paneer, I can have certain things and I don't have a problem. But then I eat other things and I'm like, oh, I did not feel good. I'm very bloated. I had I'm gonna admit this, but I had some dessert last night and it was like a cheesecake filling and something, and then I had ice cream with it. Man, I was like burning up last night. I was so hot.
Really?
I was just like, I needed an ice bath. I was so hot.
That's interesting to me that, it would make you have that anyway, okay.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, tell me why.
Because that was my next question. I'm like, wait a minute, why does this trigger like hot
Hot
flashes?
flashes, right.
Yeah. So, um, the naturally occurring hormones in dairy foods, you have biological effects in humans and animals, ranging from growth promoting effects that related to, well, this is something I don't understand, but it could cause the same symptoms as like growth hormones, or it could affect like in cancer.
Mm.
So this dairy products, especially those with full fat content, so like a vitamin D milk or ice cream, contain high levels of oestrogens that can interfere with your own levels and promote endometriosis as well as hormone related cancers like breast, womb, or ovary.
From milk, from dairy.
Mhm. Yes. And if you are premenopausal or menopausal, it's going to be problematic for you to have dairy, probably. It's not true for everybody, but probably.
Right. Hmm.
Because dairy products consist of these particular hormones: prolactin, steroids including estrogens, progesterone, corticoids, and androgens. So if you're a woman who's experiencing, like, say you have estrogen dominance,
Okay.
you'd probably be do yourself a service by eliminating dairy, because you're adding estrogen from the dairy into your diet.
And if you already have a lot of estrogen in your body.
Yeah, and if you're in menopause, your hormones are fluctuating, and then the added hormones could trick your body into thinking other things, and then that's why you get symptoms like hot flashes or fogginess or brain fog or weight gain or just the
If you
things that
eat a lot
estrogen
of
does.
dairy, I wonder if your body's like, "Oh, I don't need to make so much of this protein or this, hormone
Hormone.
anymore, or I need to double up on this hormone because you're getting it I'm getting." So it really can
Yes.
do because there's so many hormones in that food is what in that
Yes.
wow, and I had a ton of it the last 2 weeks.
Really? Did you notice a
Way
difference?
more than oh my gosh, I posted about my scalp is it was raw, it was bleeding, it's terrible. The worst it's probably been in forever. And I had
Oh,
to eat probably 3 times a day for at
oh my
least
goodness.
days, 7 to 10 days.
Wow.
And I'm not saying ice cream 3 times a day. I'm saying like a yogurt in the morning, cottage cheese, cheese stick, cheese on my salad. Like I went dairy heavy, ice cream,
Hmm.
you know?
So you probably have an intolerance to one of the proteins.
Yes, for sure. I just don't know which one. And not that it matters because usually casein is in anything that has dairy. They make
Mm.
lactose-free stuff, but they don't make casein-free dairy.
Oh, really?
Not that I've ever found.
Oh, that's interesting.
I've never found casein-free dairy
Huh.
or whey-free. Where would you find that?
I don't know. I haven't looked, so I don't know.
I don't
But
know. Now I'm intrigued, but I have not seen casein-free.
that's a really good experiment, though, for us.
No, it is. We should look into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm curious. Did you have anything else about dairy or milk?
I just actually looked up, I went on healthline.com and I looked up the 7 healthiest milks.
Oh, yes.
Number 1 is a milk that I've never heard of. It's hemp milk.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
I have heard of it. It's like hemp seeds. Remember you put them in your
Yeah,
acai
and I
bowl?
did not know you get milk from that. It's made from soaked hemp seeds,
Huh.
which actually has a very high for milk dose of omega-3s and omega-6s, which are very beneficial
Oh,
for somebody like me who doesn't eat fish,
right.
you know? And it's virtually a carb-free milk, so meaning there's no
Oh,
sugar.
we
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and there's 3 grams of protein in an 8-ounce glass. Not a ton,
Wow.
but it's protein.
Hmm.
I've never ever had it, and it did
Me
say
neither.
that the psychedelic part of the hemp is not included in that milk. Now, you probably could buy psychedelic included milk, I'm not sure, but number 2, guess what number 2 was? Oat milk.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Number 2 was because it actually may reduce cholesterol.
Oh,
They
because of
did
the fiber
study
in
and
oats.
it actually reduces, so if you have a higher cholesterol, oat milk is where you wanna go.
Oat milk is yummy.
I love it in my coffee.
Hmm.
Um, Number 3 is almond milk.
Okay.
And almond milk is got protein, not as much as the other 2. Oh, yeah, oat milk had 3 different types of 3 grams of protein in it too.
Really?
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know
good for
why.
oat milk.
Almond milk is an excellent source of vitamin E.
Oh, I did
So
not know
that's
that.
why I didn't know that either. I don't know why you need vitamin E. I'm sure I should know that, but I don't know.
I'm sure
Number
I should know
4
that too.
is coconut milk.
Okay.
Coconut milk is good for your HDL cholesterol, which is your good cholesterol.
Okay.
But it did say you have to be careful with coconut milk because a lot of times they sweeten it.
Hmm.
So, number 5, remember this is a list of top 7. Number 5 was cow's milk.
Okay.
So it's not even in the top 3.
Oh, wow. That's surprising.
I know, I'm very surprised by that.
Huh.
And then number 6 was A2 milk.
Hmm.
I watched a video on it and on YouTube and I didn't understand it. I really truly didn't. So I would just do you understand it?
Not technically, but it's a A1 milk and A2 milk have different types of protein. So people who have an intolerance to milk may be able to digest A2 milk better
Yeah,
because
it's
of the
that's what it
different
says,
protein.
easier to digest.
Hmm. I have bought that. It's a little expensive.
Does it taste like
Um, it tastes fine. It's like milk.
I wonder if they make A2 cheese and A2
Oh, I
stuff.
don't know. I mean, you can't find A2 milk everywhere.
No, I've never
That's a
seen it, but I've
That's a
never
problem with these alternative milks. You can't find each one. Like somebody told me macadamia milk is really yummy.
That's not on the top 7, just saying.
Oh, yeah.
But it's probably delicious. Number 7, and I
Oh,
wonder if
wait, let me guess. I mean, I'm gonna guess soy.
yes, you're correct on it.
Oh, okay.
However, and this article said soy milk it has the most, not the most, but it has a good amount of protein. But there is, there's the controversy that soy is linked to breast cancer. But
Hmm.
the number one thing if you are going to drink soy milk is it must be organic because it said this article I read said almost all soybeans are grown with pesticides.
Right.
Almost all of them. So if you're getting a soy milk, that is a big thing. You want to make sure that that soy milk is not got a ton of pesticides in it.
That makes total sense.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
those were the
Good.
top 7.
That's really good to know, actually.
I've never seen hemp milk. Is that shelf? Is that on the shelf? Is it like shelf stable?
I don't know. I need to go look at it when I go to like Whole Foods next time, I think.
I do like oat milk a lot, but I do love almond milk too. So
Yeah, I started buying the brand MALK Malk. We come back to pronunciation, but
I,
um
yeah, I've heard of
it's
that one.
it's just clean. It's just really clean ingredients, almond, salt, and water.
Oh,
And I like it. I think it tastes good.
okay. Milk. I think
Mhm.
I've heard of that. I feel
But
like,
again, you come back to you can't find it everywhere.
yeah, mm, true. So what's your call to action this week?
You're gonna love my call to action.
Okay.
Okay, so I really have been sleeping a little bit more, and I find myself to be feeling better. And I
Oh,
think I need to prioritize going to bed on time.
oh my gosh.
So my goal is going to be to get in bed by 10:30 and maybe asleep by 11:15.
Oh my gosh. Did my mom rub off on you too?
She did,
Good
totally, totally. Like, this is such a genius idea. Why didn't I think of this before?
for you.
I just
Okay.
feel better with more sleep.
I think it's really important to point out that you're not saying you're going to fall asleep at 10:30
No,
because
I know I need a wind down time.
yeah, that sleep
Definitely.
doctor is like, no, you should get in bed and lay there and be like, okay. But if you she said if you get in bed and you fall asleep the minute your head hits the pillow, then you're not getting you're tired.
You're
You
very
should have
tired.
to sit there and like breathe and unwind a little bit before your body falls asleep. So
You're
I'm
such an
glad that
expert on
I
sleep.
I
You
wanna be
really are.
so bad, I wanna be. I think that I think that that's a good idea that you said, "Get in bed by 10:30."
hmm What is yours?
Mine is, okay, here's what mine is gonna be this week. I'm gonna pick a day and try and see how walk in the morning goes,
Okay.
and see how I can fit that in with my schedule and see if it works. Because I have to figure out what one day that I wanna master to make a habit. I know
hmm
you said this a couple months ago, and I didn't do it, so maybe this is the month to do it.
I find that a lot with these call to actions. They keep popping back up.
They come back up.
Yeah. They keep coming like you should really be doing this.
Yeah, and it's almost like you need a break and then maybe look at it from a different vantage point and go, "Okay, that didn't work
Absolutely.
last time, so now how am I gonna do it?"
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, so
Wait, we
yeah.
we have a special announcement. You want
Right,
to do
right,
the
right, and
honors?
it is almost gonna be June. So for
hmm
the month of June, I don't know what we did. I think we are gonna be in I'm so scared. All right, first of all, so in the month of June, you and I are going to be posting every other day. You're going to take one day, I'm going to take another day of what we're eating. And our
hmm
goals for the day are the same for both of us. We're going to have a calorie amount,
hmm
protein amount, and a
hmm
fiber amount
Yes.
that we're going to hit, right?
Well, I said 99% consistency
Yeah,
because we
that
have
was
one.
really high. You hit, that's a pretty darn big percentage.
I have
I'm
1% room of error,
I'm up for the challenge, but I haven't done it once yet, so we'll make it happen.
And the reason why we're doing this is because
Because, I've read it in several places, but I did see it from Susan Niberall Fitness. I think I said her name right, and she says that really before you even ask the doctor to run a hormone test on you, before you try to do diet pills or diet shots or anything drastic, 30 days of consistently hitting these 3 things. And I thought I think I told you, I said, "I kinda wanna try it, but I'm scared too at the same time."
Mhm.
And I think you were like, "I wanna try it too, let's do it." So, we're also inviting all of you guys that are listening to do it with us.
Yes.
So,
You want to give the breakdown of the numbers?
yeah, so the numbers are your goal weight times 12, and that would be your calories. So, what you wanna weigh times 12.
Mhm.
Your protein is your goal weight times 0.7, and
Okay,
the
for protein
fiber is 25 to 30 grams of protein a day
for women.
for women. Correct, and I don't know what it would be for men.
I think it's 30 to 35 for men.
35. Yeah, I think so too. Now, I know we've talked about this on the podcast a couple weeks ago that when you do increase your fiber, make sure you're also drinking your water. That's very
Mhm.
important. But those are the 3 things we're gonna try for the month of June and see what happens.
Yes. And if you're interested, all you have to do is go to either one of our social media, which is www.chicleah, Leah, or Health Coach Kamna, Instagram, Facebook, or you can go to our Wait What Facebook page and it'll be posted there as well.
Mhm. Oh, I have already started some pictures and things, and I'm gonna try and see where I'm at, and I'm
You know
very
what I really loved about this is you said we need to give ourselves a few weeks to come up with a plan.
mhm.
And I thought that was genius because, yeah, we can say, yeah, I'm going to hit all my marks, but how are we doing it?
I need to know how I'm doing it, yeah.
And the really thing I really like about this is we don't have a written out plan. So what you might do to get your protein and fiber may not be the same for me because maybe I don't like what you like.
Well, it's for sure gonna be different because 'cause
Yeah,
you're vegetarian and I am not, so there's going to be a big difference here,
absolutely.
and I think it'll be intriguing to see both sides of it, don't you? As the month goes
Yes.
on?
And the last thing I want to say about this is people are going to say June is a terrible month.
It
We're
is.
so busy. There's a
Oh, I've
lot of
already heard
graduations,
3 people say that to me.
Father's Day, graduations, parties. There's going to be things
Every
all
month.
the time. Yeah,
I don't know when a better time to do I don't think there is a time to do it.
right. So we invite you to join us. We're going to be doing our best. We're going to post our picture of our food and our data. So just join us
We
and do the
welcome
best.
as many protein ideas and fiber ideas as we possibly can get, so please join along
Absolutely.
with
And,
so
you know, if nothing else, sorry, this is not my last thing, I guess. If you need a jump start and if you want something fresh, this might be the thing for you.
Yeah, and join our call to action groups because we're gonna be they will not be what we're doing the entire month in our call to action groups, but they're definitely a group support system set up to help you really, like, bounce ideas off each other and say, "I don't know how to do this, I'm not getting it." So
Yeah,
June would be a great time to join us.
absolutely.
And you can hear us either be miserable and whiny or like, "Yes, I feel great, I know what to do."
We're going to try our best. That's all we can do.
Good idea. Well, have a good week.
You too.
See
I'll
you
see
next
ya.
week.
Bye.
Bye.